Despite going through a difficult offseason, the Raptors made it clear at Media Day that they expect this team to compete this season. But with a seemingly uncompetitive roster on paper, what direction is this team really going in? Let's get into it. This is Amateur Hour Sports, the YouTube channel where it is all Toronto Raptors all the time, in videos, live streams, and shorts. So, if you like what you see from today's video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, helping me on my road to 16,000 subs, and smash that like button to help this video appear on some more YouTube recommended pages. But when it comes to creating content about the Raptors with this channel that I've been doing for over 3 years at this point, sometimes it's hard when you have to be honest about the team because you want to be excited. You want a team to root for, and you want to convey that sort of emotion and excitement towards the viewership that, thankfully for myself, I'm very grateful has amassed to be what it is today. But you also really have to be realistic about what the team is. And I always take that realistic approach to videos, and I always take that honest approach to videos. And when I have viewers and supporters reach out to me and say there's something they like about the channel, the honesty, the realism associated with it, it makes me feel good. And that's something I really want to bring to the channel on a consistent basis. So when it comes to the Raptors and what direction they're heading in this season, that is exactly what we have to do in this video. Now, you might be thinking to start off, well, difficult offseason. I wouldn't consider this a difficult offseason. And many people in the comments have made me known that when I say the offseason not gone very well, they're confused. What do you mean the offseason has not gone very well? Well, objectively, when you look at the Raptors roster as it is right now compared to what it was exactly 1 year ago, I think it's objectively that the roster has diminished in talent. The Toronto Raptors lost Fred VanVleet to free agency, lost him for absolutely nothing, and the one-to-one replacement for VanVleet was Dennis Schroder. Now, conversations can be made, discussions, arguments can be made that the team will be improved because Dennis Schroder fits the team a little bit better. Yes, he's not as good as Fred VanVleet, but is he a better fit in the point guard position? Does that heighten everybody else around Dennis Schroder to such a degree that the team actually improves? It is addition by subtraction with Fred VanVleet. That case can be made, but objectively speaking, looking at the roster, Fred VanVleet to Dennis Schroder, one-to-one difference. Fred VanVleet is clearly the better player, and even though he was very much overpaid by the Houston Rockets, he was comfortably going to get $30 million in free agency. Dennis Schroder, could he have gotten a little bit more? Maybe, but ultimately he settled for the $12.5 million mid-level exception. Money is not everything when it comes to debating how good a player is, but objectively, Fred VanVleet is a better player in this one. Yes, we also added in, on the biannual exception, Jaden McDaniels. Pretty good pickup for a biannual exception. And yes, we did add in Gradey Dick with the 13th overall pick in the NBA draft, but I don't think those are enough to suggest that this Raptors roster is at all improved. And maybe if you really, really want to fight for it, you could convince me and you could tell me the roster is even based on these notions, but it's been a difficult offseason where we wanted the Raptors to improve. We finished as a play-in tournament team last year. We lost in the play-in tournament. That's not where we wanted to be. We didn't want to be in the play-in tournament, no less getting eliminated in the play-in tournament. We want to be higher than that. So to get higher than that, likely you would have to improve the roster. And once again, going to reiterate, that just did not happen for the team. And part of the problem associated, of course, where the Raptors are at the moment is the fact that the 2024 first-round pick is not currently owned by the Raptors. A top 6 protected pick went to the San Antonio Spurs at the 2024 trade deadline in the Jakob Poeltl trade, and the Raptors don't have that sort of safety net to fall back on. This season does not go very well. But despite that, the Raptors have made at least somewhat of an attempt to go in either direction. Pascal Siakam, who is on an expiring contract, was seemingly at the top of the NBA trade block for a good amount of time. Ultimately, the Atlanta Hawks just were not offering up enough to really convince the Raptors to come off of that Siakam deal, and I would have to agree with the decision-making by the front office. You can't just give him away for nothing because there is a good chance that Siakam will stay beyond his contract, but the probability of OG Anunoby staying beyond his contract, I would say, is less than 50, maybe a good amount less than 50, and I'm very worried about his future with the team. So when the opportunity presented the Raptors to go in another direction and acquire Damian Lillard, they did not offer OG Anunoby, something that I completely disagreed with. So we now sit in this position right now where after the entire media day proceedings, I'm happy that Masai Ujiri didn't say the word winning or wins or win like 500 times in his interview in the press conference here, but yet he remained adamant that he wants this team to be competitive. He wants this team to be successful, and even referenced the Damian Lillard trade as a reason to believe that he wants this team to be successful and wants to be competitive, although there was a stance made by the Raptors front office. I mean, it's Masai Ujiri representing the whole front office here. This is the core decision maker of the Toronto Raptors front office in saying that they want the team to be competitive this season. They want to go out there and win games this season. But how much can you really believe that? Because I continue to say, and I've said it in this video, I've said it in other videos, that the Raptors are a team seemingly without direction. The entire NBA, specifically much of the Raptors fan base, doesn't really understand what this team wants to be, because despite the fact that Masai has made it clear with his voice, with his words, that he would like the team to be competitive, he would like the team to keep on trying to win games, the actions that he has performed since making all these claims at the 2024 trade deadline have not really been that of a front office who is looking to make this team a winning team. And as a result of the indecisiveness, let's say, from the front office, the East has strengthened dramatically in the last few weeks here, with Drew Holiday ending up in the Boston Celtics, making that team a whole lot better, and, of course, Damian Lillard ending up on the Milwaukee Bucks. So the Raptors sit right now in a very weird position where, yes, we've said, the front office, they've said that they want this team to win, they want this team to be competitive, but what is the realistic projection for where the Raptors finish this season? We can ask the fan base. Now, obviously, it's not the representation of the entire fan base, but a very good sample of the fan base in this community in particular suggested that the most likely outcome of the season is a 7th or 8th seed. Now, I'm not sure how you guys feel about the play-in tournament or sitting in the middle. That's just not a desirable position to be in the NBA, especially if you are the 7th or 8th seed. Even if you get out of the play-in tournament, you have a fresh date in round 1 against either the Milwaukee Bucks or the Boston Celtics, who I've just mentioned are the absolute superpowers of the Eastern Conference. Not a great position to be in, but it really feels like the absolute ceiling for this team is like putting everything together and finishing as the 4th or 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. But even then, that does feel unlikely, and it feels like that going in the other direction is more likely what is going to happen for this team. We can consult the sportsbook odds as well here, where the markets have been shaped by sharp bettors who would indicate the Raptors are projecting around 36.5 wins. Now, I disagree with this. I think this is too low, but even if we go well above that projection and finish with 41 wins, that's still likely a 7th or 8th seed. And if we finish right around that projection at 36 wins, that's a team that's struggling to get into the play-in tournament, never mind actually making the playoffs. So with all the uncertainty going around the team, like, we have to bank on a lot of individual improvement. We have to bank on improvement from OG, Siakam, and Trent, who are all on expiring contracts. What sort of mindset are they going to be in? Are they going to be hungry to attack this contract year? That remains to be seen. Are we going to get that jump we've been waiting for Scottie Barnes? Is Dennis Schroder really going to gel with the team as highly as the most optimistic people are kind of predicting for this team? Is a rookie head coach going to be able to put this team together and get a ton of wins out of it, despite not having experience as an NBA head coach as of yet? And despite the fact that even though we've addressed the locker room issues seemingly of last season, a lot of those negative vibes spilled over into media day and could spill over into the upcoming season as well. So Darko Rajakovic has his work cut out for him. He's got a lot to do to get this team on the right foot for this season, and I will commend him. It looks as though he's done a great job so far, but ultimately, the front office continues to stress that they want this team to be competitive. Their actions say otherwise, and the roster in its current construction really is going nowhere extraordinarily fast. And some big decisions need to be made, or this trend will continue with the team. So what do you make of the Raptors going into the upcoming season? I have to concur with the 7th or 8th seed prediction that the community made, but let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, because that is it for me for today. Drop a like if you did enjoy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Raptors content just like this, and I'll see you again very soon for another video.